want to see? Ready? Here. It was happy birthday today. Hello, everybody. Is this thing on? Check 1 2 1 2. Check. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Rotary Club of Gainesville Tuesday meeting at the Cade Museum. Reminder, please silence your phones and remember to bring your trash to the trash cans after the meeting. Please join us with today's... Oh, wait, no, it's birthdays. Let's do the birthdays. Happy birthday today. We're going to jump ahead in the program, and we'll sing happy birthday. But before we do that, let's... Should we pledge first, or do we do happy birthday first? Lori? It's my call. All right. We're going to do birthdays. So let's do... It's Glenn Shitama, Ryan Kern, Belina Dodd, Linda Reinhart, Mary Kate Walker, Jessica Parrish, Felix Haynes, Jeffrey Montgomery, Jerry Sayre, Gene Chalmers, George Sims, Jeffrey Sims, Marie Collins, William Young, that's Greg Young, Jenna Ostis, Patrick Irby, Bill Martin, and Judith Erickson all have birthdays. Bring your dollar over there to Mr. Thomas, and let's all sing happy birthday. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rotarians. Happy birthday to you. Now let's all pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag. Justice for all. And for today's invocation, we have Mr. Laurie Vidal.
Thank you. You guys are crazy, but let's pray. We got a good speaker here today, so let's pray together. Thank you, Father, for giving us within us, our group, an amazing and encouraging story in the life of Jacob Atem and his cohorts who survived the hardest of lives in the midst of political unrest and brutal treatment of so many. We rejoice with thanksgiving, having a survivor with us as a personal representative and witness of the needs in South Sudan. Place us squarely through Jacob's life on the pulse of the needs that he can do. We are so glad he's here to share this part of our world. We ask for the softening of our hearts as we hear the extent of the need, and give us the ability to pray in faith for how we respond to this need. And we pray a special blessing on Jacob and his family as he seeks to communicate with us, and may we be an encouragement to him and his lovely family. I pray always in the name of the protector and the provider. Amen.
All right, we have any guests or visiting Rotarians, please stay standing at this time.
Visiting Rotarian? Pardon? Or visiting Rotarian? Are you? Okay. Not visiting. A lot of people have. We have one over here. Your guest?
No problem. He's my guest. I'll go ahead and introduce Mr. Alex Erickson. He's a freshman here at UF. He's been to one of our meetings before. I told him about Jacob's story, and he wanted to come hear it, so here he is. Alex.
All right. Thanks for coming.
We have a quick announcement here from Brendan shortly.
Please, applause, your check's in the mail. Give me some. All right, this was for the benefit of Rotary, but also the benefit of one of our events we sponsor every year, and we have not announced it as much as we usually do. That's the American Values Dinner, the scouting dinner that we do every year. As you all know, it's something that's near and dear to many of our hearts in this room, and those who sponsor anything we do, please, you'll hopefully empathize with the fact that we pour our hearts into this thing. We're doing another table this year, Rotary is, but there's also other people in the room that have tables. So you're welcome to come, and we want you to come. We don't need you to donate. We'd love it, but that's not the point. We want you to come support scouting, support the future. Our leaders are in us and among us, and everywhere we look, we just need to train them and help them find leadership and find values, scout oath, scout law. Okay, that's what we're doing here. All right, that's this Thursday, 6 o'clock at the Best Western Gateway Grand Hotel up on 39th. You know the place. You've probably been there. 6 o'clock is the reception, 7 o'clock is the dinner. Please come. We know it conflicts. Honor, very good, thank you. The honorees are two of our Rotarians, okay? So in other words, Eric Goday and his wife, as we all very much know, and of course, Randy Caton. So how could we not support these people, okay? They're both the people being honored. Has nothing to do with Rotary. They're just great people, you know what I'm saying? So let's get out there and support them, please. That's this Thursday. Thank you.
All right, now without further ado, I'd like to introduce our president, Mr. John Thomas.
Well, good afternoon, fellow Rotarians. I'd like to thank everybody that braved the weather to make it here today. And thank you for everybody that is joining us on Zoom. No new announcements on my part. We do have a board meeting on Monday. If you have anything you want brought to the board, please let me know. And without further ado, I'd like to invite Jacob up to start his presentation because I know it's going to be a great one.
Well, good afternoon. As I am coming up, my good friend just called me up, so give me a second to pull up the presentation. So 10-second TV timeout. Well, that was easy fix. Well, thank you all. Let me start by, can you guys hear me okay? You guys can hear me okay? Let me start by how I ended up here. It started, I believe, during Matthew Bradley. It was, I believe, we used to meet upstairs, if you remember. I was a speaker, and then a few years passed by until a good friend of mine, we had a lunch, and he said, hey, what do you think about joining Rotary? That was 5 years ago. I joined in 2021, and that was Tony Barr. So, and here I am today as a proud member, and I cannot thank each of you what you meant to me personally. I'm going to wear several hats today. I'm going to share my story. I'm going to share my passion with SSHCO mission and how is it related to, basically related to Rotary areas of focus. But most importantly, I want to plug this in. I'm also a board member of our club. And I am if I get the term correct, I am the chair-elect for Rotary Foundation. Some of you probably say, what does that mean? Basically, I'm looking forward how we can have a global impact at the locally here, whether it's through district grants or global grants. I don't know the ins and ends of this role yet, but I'm learning a lot. And so I want to let you know that because I drank the Kool-Aid, not just as a speaker, as I told you, but what it meant for me as a Rotarian is to people of action. Go to work. When you are passionate about something, figure it out. And I can go on just before I go to my speech and just thank every one of you. From Ryan, and you will hear me reference what we have done before when we did the Rotary District Grant, to Greg, to all of you, to Wes. You guys probably remember how much time I spent doing Rotary project. So with that being said, I am married. My beautiful wife is Linda. I have 3 beautiful sons, Sammy, who is 12. Well, it's going to be 12 in May. Theo, who's going to be 10. And then Jamie is 6 years old. And I told them about Rotary every time. If Daddy is not working or playing pickleball, Daddy is at Rotary. It's those three things that they always say. So I am one of those speakers that I want you to engage with me, talk to me, ask questions as we go. So I would say go to the next slide. Just again, show of hand. How many of you have heard of the Lost Boy story? Okay. Who has not heard about the Lost Boy story? So 99% of our club. This is great. Oh, it's working? Okay. You know, this is one of my favorite speech every year when I speak to my Rotary Club. It means so much. I'm actually traveling this week to Michigan State. But why it means so much is it's good to look back how far you have come. And this could relate to your life. This could relate to me before I talk about what I'm passionate about. It's good to look back, and sometimes it's easy to miss. This year I'm going to celebrate. We are going to celebrate 25th years in America. It's going to be my 25th year in this country. The country that I truly love, because you know what it gave me? It gave me hope. It gave me opportunity to be who I am today. But before I celebrate 25th year, I was really young. I was orphan. And some of you may know nothing is pleasant about being orphan. You're so vulnerable to so many things. My job was to looking after cattle. My job is, if I grew up older with my parents, I just moved next door, tending cattle. That was my job in South Sudan. That life was cut out of me quickly, where I was orphaned and I had to walk to many, many countries, not just one country, over 2,000 miles. But there was a lot of challenges come with it. It's not like walking in the park, no. If you are not killed by the enemy, you are definitely vulnerable to prey, to lions. If you don't have, if there was no clean water, you ended up drinking your own urine. Your own family is being murdered. The entire 2.5 million people are being murdered. You don't have a proper time to say goodbye to your loved one, to your mom and dad. As you walk, many your colleague friends, we were just kids, 6 years old. We're just kids. We didn't know what to do. What we are seeing is kids burying kids. I never seen that before. We were so young. That's where I was used to death. And then we started out with a large number of group of us, 30 to 40,000. By the time we went to Ethiopia, to Kenya, and then come to the United States, half of us died. It's due to many things: starvation, eating by crocodile, lions, diseases were many, many factors, as I will tell you later what led me to be a public health practitioner. I say all this today to stand in front of you to this country that I love so much. It's what the U.S. gave me the opportunity. But not only that, if you ever been in a vulnerable situation where you don't have no one, no helps, as this week, I am so proud of men and women in uniform. You probably saw the rescue that was happening in Iran. We didn't have anyone to rescue us. We didn't have anyone to come to our rescue. And people were just being butchered. People were just being killed. And not only that, the survivors are taken into slavery. And one of them is my sister. Let me tell you, it was a few years ago. My sister was taken in front of me. I'm just going to tell you this one story, because my story, God has been so good to me that I don't think I deserve to be here today. By the way, happy Easter. as we realize our God, Jesus Christ, just risen. And to be honest with you, without God's mercy, I wouldn't be here today. I've been through hell and back. I've been captured multiple times. I fell into a Nile River where I was supposed to be drowning, and a generous man, a very good man, just pulled me out. I didn't even know that person up to today. I've been to where I get sick. I've been where I get injured. You will see a big scar on my legs everywhere because of walking. And I could have died from cholera outbreak. I could have died from, all these infectious diseases. But here I am today. And what hurt the most is not only killing your parents and 2.5 million people. An enemy came in and took my sister and kept my sister for 30 years. Let that sink in. 30 years. So when I was reunited with them, with her, it was difficult because she got captured with my two nieces by as you know, the rule of domination, right? If you get captured, the person who is superpower take all your properties. And that's what happened to my sister and other thing. Once they killed, mostly women are taken into slavery. You might take a guess why. Why do they take women and leave the children? As you know, trust me, if I had the power to retaliate at that time or to defend my family, I would. Unfortunately, I didn't have power. And it's a form of humiliation. So think about your loved one being taken for 30 years. So she was taken, and then whoever taken her captive, basically we deal with dowries, sold her off for dowry. Now I'm dealing with three parties: my family, the family who abducted her, and the family that she was forced to marry an old man. She didn't have a choice. And I remember going there and I pray, and Lori, thank you for that prayer. I pray, I said, Lord, what do you want me to say? But think about it. I ask kids this all the time. Every time I go to school, I said, imagine losing someone for 30 years and you finally get reunited. What would be your first reaction? What would you do? And that's what happened. I went with my pastor. The first thing was hug, cried, but then the reality kicked in. What do? I remember my family said, no, do not let her go back to her captive. So what I did, I told them, sometime when you are in a tight situation, you see nothing but negative. You see nothing is going well for you. Even the person that you don't like sometimes, believe it or not, there's something positive about that person. So I asked my family members, I said, if the enemy had killed my sister today, would we have this discussion? And the room was silent. And that's how I have that turning point. In life, there's something that influences you. Like I said, I'm standing today by the grace of God because I cannot explain. A lot of my friends died. I don't understand why I'm standing today, but God knows. So I told them, when I read the Bible, me personally, it said, forgive your enemy as yourself. And I keep reading. I mean, Lori, you are a pastor, and some of you are. I keep reading. What does that mean? Forgive your enemy as yourself. It's easy to read the Bible. It's hard to implement the Bible. And that scripture, at the end of the day, we have grace. God has given me grace, so I told them, listen, I have forgiven all my enemies. Because when you don't forgive, I'm telling you, mine is an extreme measure. Right now, in this condition, there's something that bothered you. It make you so upset. Or somebody make you mad. Or some of us who are married, I'm the young married, you might have an argument and a conflict, but you don't want to forgive. That's where I said, you know what? Grace win at the end of the day. Forgiveness wins. So I forgive them, and I told them, it's up to you. You go back. If you want to be with whoever capture you, it's fine. If you need my help, let me know. So I sent them back. 2 years later, they came back. about 12 of them. And I'm now taking care of them in a Uganda refugee camp. Now, the reason I'm telling you this story of my sister, I don't know what forgiveness looked like to you. I don't know what bothered you. But at the end of the day, to me, it eats me up. If I don't forgive, it will explode. And when it's explode, it's not a nice explosion. You get upset, it will kill you. So I'm telling you all that because I've been through a lot. And when we came to this country, we were traumatized. I kid you not. Every time, I remember July 2001, I hear some firework, and I'm like, okay, where's my bag? I'm ready to jump. Like anything to do with war right now, I get like, that is a trigger for me. So every time I hear any gunshots and people like, Jacob, you are in America, so relax. Because I think it's like you hear the gun and then you have to go. Unfortunately, today, the war still continues. And as you will see, what molded me is humanitarian and Rotary. Because Rotary is where we can help. There's certain things that you and I cannot control. For example, politics. Or these crazy people come and murder 2.5 million people in South Sudan. You and I cannot control because politicians do what politicians do. Create wars, create chaos. But what do? Do we throw in the towel and say, hey, we cannot help them? Because today, there are more lost boys across Sudan, South Sudan, right now, Gaza, Iran. You guys, I'm not preaching to the choir. You know how many wars are there. It is people like me, many years ago, over 30 years ago, that I could tell you they're orphaned today. And no one is going to help them until humanity returns. And that's where I get so upset that could we just have a peaceful world? That's what Jesus said, but to the world, it's different. It get political. So I spent 10 years in this Kakuma refugee camp. Let me tell you, I remember I would eat once and spend 3 or 4 more days without eating. I didn't have food. I remember when I can go blind temporarily because lack of vitamin. And let me tell you what, I did not have hope. I'm like, it's a big open grave. Am I going to die here? And so let me tell you where the hope came from. United States of America, the country I dearly love. I'm a proud American citizen. I would tell you what, though, it's not the United States that I came in 01. I can tell you that much. It has changed, but I could tell you this. Despite how challenging and how difficult it may seem today, I would still report to you, United States of America is the best country I will ever live. I've been so many countries, I still do. Now, do we have problems? Yes. Do you have challenges? Yes. I came to Michigan. I barely speak English. Just experiencing snow. I remember the whole school was cold for me to just see snow. I remember just 4 months, September 11 happened. I had no idea what's happening. People just telling me, oh, this is the terrorist and this, and I'm like, what's a terrorist? They define it, and I remember told my American friends, and I said, America, welcome to my hell. Imagine September 11 to the steroid. Every day, that's what you're experiencing, being bombed like that. Imagine being separated with your family. God forbid we are in K today. Something happened, we don't have time to go and say goodbye to our loved one. You run wherever you can find safety. I remember the America, I know that firefighters would drive 180 miles per hour to go. Remember that say United We Stand? It was for like 2 weeks, but it felt good. We were together. That's the America that, and I have so much respect for men and women in uniform. It's not, they did not pay me, trust me, for me to say this. They don't do it for money. It's for you and I to sit here and enjoy the freedom we had in America. the freedom that I never had, the freedom that anybody can come and kill you anytime. That's the America that gave me hope. You know what America did? And I said, it's not America of today. And I have to be honest with you, my fellow Rotarians. I am traveling next week, and I would be lying to you that, unfortunately, I have to carry my passport at all time. That never happened before. I hate to say that, but why? You just never know. That's not America that I was welcome with. You never know who can stop you, and you have to prove. It's the reality that some of us are facing through. With that being said, that doesn't make America bad, but it means there are challenges that some of us need to overcome. That's not the America that now I have to constantly worry, where's my passport, where I have to travel with it. So these are some of my fellow Lost Boys who are serving in my nonprofit. 3,889 Lost Boys came to this country. And you will hear me talk about America. These boys right now, my cousin, Ding, is serving in National Guard. In fact, is deployed right now in D.C. My co-founder, and then Dr. Yai, is in Massachusetts. My friend Bull, to the right, is unfortunately a Michigan fan, but he's an accountant. We came here. You see what happened when America gave you opportunity, not the billions of dollars. We came and gave an opportunity to taste the freedom, and that's the freedom we like. So when I came here, I said, Lord, why you brought me here? Why me? I guess I have a guilty conscience of surviving, right? What's my calling? Do I come here that America giving me opportunity and then that's it? Well, first of all, I didn't know how to speak English. I remember graduating from high school, and I was so excited because none of my family members never passed through high school. So I always tell my mom, my foster mom, I said, when I came to America, I wanted three things. I wanted to build a church, a medical clinic, and a school, because those are the needs that I saw in there. And then people were probably laughing at me and said, how are you going to do that? Number one, you got to know how to speak English to even start with that. But thank God to America where you work hard, you pay it off. So I went to a small Christian college. I majored in biology. I had to put myself to school by having a scholarship, a soccer scholarship. So I would go soccer scholarship. This is where I co-founded South Sudan Healthcare Organization with just $25. And I remember when I get tax deductible IRS 501c3, I was so excited. That means you are legitimate. I remember they would question me like, oh, are you going to support the terrorists? I'm like, trust me, I'm running away from the terrorists, okay? I want to help the people. But that dream, people helped me out with just $25. We ended up building a big health clinic where we said we bring health, education, and hope to where it is lost. And our mission is really we exist to improve health, education, food security, economic development, and well-being of South Sudanese people so that they may have hope and prosperity. That word is very important, hope, because without hope, I wouldn't make it to America. And so our 7 pillars are health, agriculture, education, economic development, emergency, community, and faith. Some of you who have been in Rotary would agree there's a lot of similarities, isn't there? And that's where I never knew what I was doing was Rotary until I joined you guys. And thank you guys for welcoming me. And now I'm like supercharged and I'm excited about like let's impact. So I'm not going to go in detail of it, but this clinic is the first clinic. I don't know if you guys can see it. The first one on the right. That cost $800,000, and at that time we would see 3,000 patients a month. Then the flooding happened. We've been to Mangala IDP camp, and some of you who are members, let me tell you, our club and the District 6970 has done a lot. We it was nothing. There was no this building. We had ended up building this building, and we start giving medication under the tree, and those are the two clinic we operated. What do we provide? Maternal and child health. Last year, for some of you who are on my mailing list, you've been supporting us. We were able to deliver 387 babies. Let me tell you, if that is not life being saved, I don't know what it is. It gives me a goosebump every time I get a phone call or a picture that the baby has been saved. We do nutrition screening, vaccination, malaria, and we have a primary school. What are the challenges? Malaria is a challenge. Food security, 7.7, which is 57% of the whole population of South Sudan is food insecure. Improving maternal and child health. There's only 20% of the skilled birth attendant. Only 20%. That means a lot of the babies are being delivered by traditional birth attendant, in which we help train them to be able to do that safely. Funding is more difficult than now. Some of my colleagues who are in nonprofit would agree that it's getting tougher. People are not giving as usual, uncertainties, what happening, what have you. But then it's hard internationally because, as you know, the humanitarian agents for the U.S. was cut, and that's become very difficult. So South Sudan has one of the highest maternal mortality rate in the world. And that's where I want to shift focus now. As you can see, Rotary 2, you will find in your, there's a flyer where in July it's coming up, is maternal and child health focus. And that's where I want to talk to you guys about that, the 387 babies. I want you to take a look at this. Sometime, let me brag about our club a little bit. Let me I'm gonna put my board head on, okay? Sometime you may be sitting here and you're like, are we doing enough? Trust me, we are doing local grants, we're doing district, Sustainable Cambodia, now SSHCO. These are the 3 grants we did with our club. I just want to say thank you. It means so much. We are doing a lot. We train the traditional birth attendant. Sudan humanitarian respond. Let me tell you this. The people who killed my parents, who killed 2.5 million, were from Sudan. And this is the beauty of what I call Rotary and faith. We don't discriminate. I had to go respond to them. You know, sometimes we human beings are jealous individuals. It's easy for me to say, oh, well, they did me this 30 years ago and they took my sisters to slavery, right? But remember the 4-way test. You know, that's where the 4-way test and the Bible are my 2 things that sometimes, we men could be wicked, to think not selfishly, but we respond to the Sudan cholera outbreak. These are the previous projects we have done. And this is our midwife. Her name is Yor, where we train 10 women. So there's like 4 or 5 sites in Mangala, over 60,000 IDPs. It's hard for one midwife to cover. So we're trying to be sustainable. So we put 2 traditional birth attendants with a mama kit, with mama kit is like you have. Back in the day, the traditional birth attendant would just use their mouth, and you can see the rate of infection. Now we give them a glove, PPE. We give them things that they can protect themselves while delivering the baby. So this came from our club here to the district, and that's the impact we are doing. Let me tell you another great news that I want to give you an update. Again, some of you who may not know, we as a Rotary Club here, we do so much. Some of you may remember last year, Downtown Rotary Club of Gainesville. And I want to thank you. Some of you are supporting this Rotary grant. I want to give you an update. Where is that today? It's a long process, but I want to report to you that we have submitted it. It's being reviewed by District 9212, which is in South Sudan. We are partnering with Rotary Club of Juba Airport. The only challenge now, I heard that it has passed through the technical review, it has passed through our district, and now the only thing left is for that district, for the Rotary Club to clear about 1,300 dues, money. They're having a hard time to clear their dues to the RI so that they will be in a good standing. But again, this is one of the many projects, Sustainable Cambodia, you guys probably know, and this and more, hopefully, coming years that we can be able to partner with district grants, with Rotary, a global grant to have a greater impact. And to be honest, only Rotary is my only hope right now, because the challenging sometime is Rotary take time. This grant, I just told you about it, it's about 2 years. The challenging in my clinic when I'm getting a call, which I will talk to you later, it's like the baby is being delivered now. The medication is now. So we may need to think about what do we do in the short term and the medium term, which is when we finish the district grant and the global grant to have an impact. But the needs of right now is sometimes difficult to meet because we have rigorous process we go through. So thank you. We call it Improving Water and Sanitation. And this project, if you remember, we're going to have we're going to have a greenhouse for food security, 57%, remember? We're going to have a aquaponic fish farm so that we can address the protein. And so downtown Rotary Club, we have approved 4,500 from our club here, and there's so many clubs that are involved in this. And so thank you again. Another project that we do. That's right. Janet just said our club impact locally and nationally. That's well said. Let me just tell you this, and I want to stop here because I want more questions. But maternal and child health is dear to my heart. It's dear to our organization heart, as I just mentioned. What we are seeing is people, when they come there, a lot of the women die from a lot of bleeding. I don't know, I don't want to be too much graphic, but it's bleeding. Basically, it's what kills a lot of women. So what we are thinking is with our club and other club, we will see how we can partner to do district grant and to do global grant. Depend on the preparation. Like I said, it takes 2 to 3 years to do that. However, we are people of action. There's a flyer there. You can read through it. Could you believe it costs $30 to treat a mom and a child? That is $360 a year. Think about it. So we want to launch what we can sponsor a child, because that money, if we have more people sponsoring a mom and a child, we go directly to work. That's a short-term solution. The bigger impact, gathering funding for the club, gathering district grant and global grant, it takes time. So there's an opportunity there when you can read at your own. But let me just conclude with this. It's Mother Teresa. Sometimes I became overwhelming. Some of you are probably sitting like, each week, we are bringing so many projects to you, or speakers, or this. You're like, okay, what do I do? It's overwhelming, I understand. Even me sometimes, what do I do? But the least thing we cannot do is just be silent and not do anything about it. Because Mother Teresa said that if you cannot feed 100 people, can you feed one? If we may not be able to treat 387 mothers, can we treat one mom? So that's what I had to say. I would love to open it up for question. This might be a miracle if I'm done on time, but I don't want to push it. So question. Thank you all. Really appreciate it. Yes, my man Bill and Eric.
You briefly touched on it, but last time you told your story, you mentioned, I think it was 3 incidents where you should have died as a young child. I know you got limited time left, but to me, those were the most moving things that I heard. I don't know if you can elaborate a little bit today on that.
So the first time I should have died, I was hiding near the Nile River. The enemy attacked around 1 a.m. So we went to hide along the Nile River. And my aunt was there. There was powdered milk that we left the kids. You know, if you go from 1 a.m. to 1 p.m., kids are going to be hungry. And so the kids were getting hungry. So she came out, went and got some powder, and it was not enough. And then kids were more crying. And I remember feeling like something is about to happen. So I told her, Auntie, don't go again. She's like, I have to. So she went. Unfortunately, our position was exposed. There was 2 men with AK-47 just opened fire on her, and they shot her on the hip. And the next thing I know is the enemy was already infiltrated us and pushed me aside, and they stomped on my head, and we were captured. And that's where first I freaked out and fell in the water, and this gentleman grabbed me, put me down, and I swear today, they went underneath the water, probably swam away, never seen this person ever again. So we were captured, and what they would do, I was on guard uniform, you know. I was not wearing this uniform, but I was completely on guard uniform. And as we were marching, what they would do is they would take the women to carry their ammunition. And I remember 3 men just cocking the guns, and they wanted to kill me. And then they were debating. I was the only one that left, and I cannot explain to you why. To my left of my corner, I have a cousin. I'm from the Dinka tribe, which is 7'7". He was 7 foot. I just saw him. They killed him and put his arm around the tree. And since that time, he would come at night and chase me. I would have nightmare. That's one. Another one was the lion, because we have to take turn. Who is watching the enemy and who is sleeping? So it was my time to sleep, and my cousin was watching. Somebody say, lion, lion. So I freaked out, and I thought you would go and hide in the bush. Literally didn't know that the lion is coming out of the bush. And I ran into a big sharp tree here. At that time, I hit a sharp tree to the point I can see my own bone. Thank God there was no tetanus infected, and that's another way I survived. There's so many countless, let me just put it that way. So thank you for the question. Yes, my man.
Yeah, Jacob, thank you for your time and your treasured information. I went on this QR code, and I had trouble finishing it. So where you have to put in where you live, it wouldn't let me do it. And I don't know if anybody else has tried and they were successful. Usually it's the problem is the person doing it, but that's my feedback. I try to do this, and you might double check your.
I'm glad. Thank
Okay.
you, Bill, man of action. Thank you for that.
It didn't work. I'm
Well,
just telling you.
No, I'm glad you said that. So
Okay.
a few things. Also, there's an option. You can write check on the bottom. And also what happened when it is on the phone, you have to go in there and click the I'm not a robot, always have the issue. And then also you can just put the amount. So I can walk with you later and say, so thank you. I will get back with you to make sure. Okay. Well, I'll make sure I will talk to you to make sure it worked. Thank you. Question? Yes.
Jacob, I just want to say I admire your work a lot because
Thank you.
As Richard and you and I saw Jenny's on Zoom and others in the club know, the grants, that's a lot of work. So you have to be very dedicated and persistent. So I want to acknowledge that, your effort, people around the world.
Well, thank you for making that comment. Speaking of that, I will come to you, the club, and I will talk to my mentor, which is Jenny, This Rotary Grant District and Global Grant, our club is capable. We do so much. I think we can double, hopefully in the next Rotary year, we can double our impact, and we are willing to work on that. Yes.
Incredible story. And
Thank you,
just what a privilege it is to have you here. What is the status of South Sudan politically right now, today? And how do they feel about Southern Sudan healthcare?
So the status of South Sudan, just like any other, I hate talking about politicians, but let me just put it, greedy people always want more. There are a few people who are taking all the oil, it's already for soul, probably, and they're keeping just a few elite. So it's so sad. 90% of the humanitarian was being provided by international NGO. Think about that. What does that mean? When the U.S. aid left, it put people like me, a small organization financially, in front line, which is good. We have the local people who understand it. But it leaves the huge lack of funding I was talking about, it leaves that. In terms of politically, you might have seen, U.S. has totally banned visa to South Sudan. And the sad part about that is there was two students, okay, full ride scholarship, one to Duke and one to other school in the Midwest. They couldn't come. And this is what I say. Politicians make decisions that affect vulnerable people. So in terms of political, yeah, we could go there. But now, even sometimes the challenges is level 4, according to the State Department. So some of our Rotary grants that you did, trust me, we want to supervise, but we have to be creative and do what we call virtual learning. But the Rotary Club of Juba Airport did the supervision, where at some point we want to do that, then the Rotary International said, no, you cannot do that because the U.S. government has said this. So politically, that has affected the status. And so it leaves the humanitarian aid in a limbo. And that's where I say, what do? Do you just throw in the towel and say, forget about it? I think that's not an option. We, the Rotarians, say we're going to figure out how we work around it. And that's how we shift it all the time. But politically, there's not people, there's greedy politicians, just like it is in the world. It's so sad. I don't know if I answer your question, but yeah. More questions? Well, I will be around, and thank you so much. I am done in 2 minutes, less than 1 hour. No, I'm done. I'm done. I just want to say that my mentor has taught me well.
Jacob, thank you for sharing your powerful story with us. I think we all have a lot to be thankful for. Next week, we have Gabe Bolero with HCA Healthcare, who will be our speaker, so please bring a guest. Our Reading Safari winner is 67577, 67577. And if you'll stand with me, we'll say it, the four-way test. Please rise. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendship? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? And we are adjourned.